Imagine having everything we ever dreamed.
Don't you want it?
Maybe.
Can't you see it?
Kinda. Imagine first audition after college, I get the lead.
Apart from me.
Well, of course.
Yeah, right.
You gotta believe it.
Keep talking.
You and that. No, okay, we gotta stop.
I would have kept going.
I know.
That was not planned, by the way.
Because that's the best song of all time.
That is. Wow.
Adele? No.
Definitely
All I
not.
Want? No. I Want It All. From High School Musical 3. It's the best song of all time.
Accurate. Thank
Ashley
you very much.
Tisdale
Yes.
and Ryan Lucas Gabriel.
Yeah.
They said Adele who?
Accurate. And I feel like all of those million people who think that you hate Chappelle can rest
Completely.
well now.
I
knowing.
also love the fact that despite the fact that we're both kind of Sharpays, you pretty much always let me take the lead on the Sharpay side.
Well, of course.
Especially stick to the status quo, because you know that's my favorite moment in any song ever.
I do. Of course I do. I mean, look, if you're going to sing a song and it has multiple parts, one person has to sing one part and the other person has to sing the other parts. And if you need to live your Sharpay Evans dreams,
Exactly.
I'm happy for that.
See,
I'm
thank
happy
you.
to take the other part.
Wow, you're such a great friend.
Accurate.
Anyway, welcome to What the Fuck Is Happening, the podcast.
Yes.
What are you doing?
There was a mosquito.
Oh, Mosquito. We have a guest this week named Mosquito. How are you?
I didn't squish him. Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm also good. We can't really like elaborate much on that because we recorded an episode yesterday. So like,
Yeah, it's true.
we're caught up, you know?
Yeah.
But
What?
like, I can't say what's going on in your life because I already know.
Well, and the funny thing is that episode's not coming out till next week,
That's
so
true.
everyone else is going to be caught up on things from a week ago, and this week everyone's going to be like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's true. If we didn't tell the audience, we could have been like, I have this psychic prediction that we're going to talk about blank.
Wait, should
everyone
we
would have been like, wow.
Cut
psychic.
what just happened and still do that?
No,
Okay.
because that's just more editing.
The effort.
Should we just do the elephant in the room this week straight away?
Sure.
Okay, well,
Is it?
the elephant in the room this week. Ready?
Woo! Yay! Wait.
Oh my god, you got it right!
It took a couple of
love
seconds,
it.
but we got there.
I know it's our 50th episode. Can you believe
50th.
we're
Woo!
feeling fabulous
Funky
at
fresh.
50?
No, I can't. That's so old.
I know, right? Ironically, this is our 50th episode of the podcast, and also my bones and joints are all 50 years old.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, with the way that time progresses in a linear fashion, makes complete sense.
Exactly.
That would be the case.
Thank you. What's the study of time called?
I don't know. I reckon it will have like chron in there.
Chronology.
Yeah.
Criminology.
And
Chronology.
you know, I really feel like I could have figured that out a much easier way, like if I'd been thinking about like chronology, you know, when you think about like
Oh,
the way
chronology,
things,
right.
yeah, but the way that I actually worked that out in my head was from the thing. It's called dendrochronology, and it's the study of
Aging bones.
no, it's trees and rings in trees to figure out how old a tree is.
Wild.
Yeah, or if my brain works in a. I'm so weird.
You're so
The fact
quirky.
I wear this beanie all the time, I'm weird.
Oh my god, I can't believe you were Jughead. The Jughead Jones.
I mean, one would be
What a
lucky to
wild
look
card.
like Cole Sprouse. Let's be.
I guess. Have you
Throw
heard
that
the
out
rumors that he's like a real dick in real life?
No, I haven't. That would be really unfortunate. Just because I feel like I've just loved him my whole life, you know, because the sweet life of Zach and Cody. So it'll be sad for that childhood crush to be, ironically, crushed.
Crushed. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna kick us off straight away because
Okay. We've got a lot to do. Wait,
No,
should we first be like...
yeah, go. Say it. What are you saying? What are you saying?
Well, should we first be like, and here is a special that we recorded last night, or is that going to happen later?
No. I think we can foreshadow. So, in the most subtle way possible, this is me saying stick around to the end
Oh, okay.
because we have a special Halloween treat, 50th
Happening.
episode treat.
Yes.
And I'm just going to tell you what it is now.
Okay.
Basically, for the past couple of years, Maddie's been wanting to, specifically Maddie, has been wanting to go to a place in Brisbane called Slaughter Falls to see if we could see the ghost that is rumoured to be
there.
stalking the grounds there.
Yes.
Because
Only comes out at night. Apparently, I've been to Slaughter Falls many times. It's a very nice hiking track, but at night, just specifically is when the ghost comes out.
it is. The rumour
Right.
is,
Yes.
the mythology, the canon of Mount Cootha is that there's a little girl, or like a girl, I don't know what age really.
I think little.
Little girl, yeah.
Young.
Anyway,
Younger
she
than
was
us.
murdered.
We're not laughing at the little girl. I was laughing at Nick's face.
This was like in 1920 or something.
Yeah.
But a little girl was like murdered from the bushes or something,
Yeah.
and like didn't know who her killer was.
Yeah.
So at nighttime, if you go to Slaughter Falls and like put your car in like stationary, park basically, fog is meant to roll in, and a little girl comes up to your window to see in the car to see if her killer's in there.
Yeah. Apparently, that's yes.
And we say this because when we were in college, we went there by accident,
We did go there by accident.
and knowing nothing about it,
Yeah.
my car stalled.
Yeah. And it was foggy as fuck.
Fog rolled in,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Oh, this is creepy.
Yeah,
Let's
it
go."
was- Yeah, it was really scary. Not gonna lie.
So then we went, and then the next day, I was Googling like haunted places in Brisbane,
Yeah.
and guess what comes up?
That.
Slaughter Falls. And the fact that when you're there, your car stalls and then fog rolls in
Yeah.
and a little girl comes up to your window.
Yeah.
2 of those 3 things happened to us.
That's true. It did. Anyway, and so since then we've been obsessed with recreating that experience. But
No, don't spoil anything.
oh right.
So we
So
went
last
ghost
night
hunting
we
last
went.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the clips you'll hear at the end, we'll introduce them later. But look
Yeah.
forward to that.
It's very exciting.
And that's all we'll say. This is a little treat, a little foreshadow. Real subtle.
We'll keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Keep you all in suspense.
Exactly. Just like a real horror movie.
Wow.
Okay, no. I want to start this week's episode off.
Yes.
I didn't know that BuzzFeed did these.
Right.
This is the wrong one. But,
Embarrassing.
okay, they do this. Have you seen the show, How Have You Been Paying Attention? Oh, you know of it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like where comedians are like judged on,
Yes.
quizzed on how much of the week's news they
No.
know and
Yeah.
stuff. Well, BuzzFeed apparently does a how much were you paying attention to pop culture this week quiz.
Every week.
I think so.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna fail this.
So I'm thinking, before we even talk about the topics at hand, maybe
Right.
I should get Maddie to... I'll go through and ask Maddie all the questions and we'll see how much she actually knows.
None.
Because she's famous for knowing shit all.
Yes, that
about
is what
the
I'm
week's news, not
famous
about...
for. Yeah,
everything
life. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay.
Should we jump straight in?
Okay, yeah, we can. Do I need to be... Because a lot of times I've heard of something because I read a headline and then I don't know anything more about it. So does that count as knowing?
Yeah.
Okay,
If you
all
can
right.
answer the question, then that counts as knowing.
Okay.
Okay. Earlier this week, a young actor released a first look at their upcoming movie. Who was it?
What?
You have choices.
Oh, okay, thank God. I was going to say, that's so vague.
Madeline Klein from Knives Out 2. Knives Out 2.
Is there going to be a second Knives Out movie?
Yeah, are you kidding? There's going to be like 3. I think Netflix bought the rights. and
That's
they're doing
really
2.
exciting. Okay.
Tom Holland, Spider-Man No Way Home.
That doesn't make any sense.
Dylan O'Brien from Not Okay, the movie he's doing with Zoe Deutsch.
Right.
Or Timothy Chalamet with the Willy Wonka prequel movie.
Okay, wait, sorry, can you ask the question again?
Earlier this week, a young actor released a first look at their upcoming movie. Who was it? Madeline Klein, Knives Out 2, Tom Holland, Spider-Man 3, Dylan O'Brien, Not Okay, Timothy Chalamet, Wonka.
By process of elimination, I'm going to go with Dylan O'Brien. Oh. That's sad. Who was it?
It's Timothy Chalamet
Oh,
with Wonka.
dang.
It just basically looks like any period piece movie.
That makes
I don't know
total
why they're
sense.
doing this.
Okay.
That's what he looks like.
You know, he looks a lot like Johnny Depp.
You think?
Yeah. Like, he's definitely channeling, or like the way that Johnny Depp looked in the 2005 Willy Wonka.
I guess, but I don't think they're by the same studio or anything like that. They're not.
Oh.
This is just an independent.
Oh, that's stupid.
Independent from that movie.
Right. Okay. Yep. Next. One. None.
Oh. I was like, one what? Okay, Adele's 4th studio album.
30.
Yes, is almost upon us.
Oh.
What is the release date? October 29th, November 5th, November 19th, or December 3rd?
No,
remembering,
I think it's supposed to come out in November.
Remembering that the single was just released on Friday.
Okay, so the later one in November. November 19th.
Yeah!
Yay!
Because Taylor Swift, like a few weeks ago, read Taylor's version a week forward. Because it was November 19th.
Oh.
And that kicked off all of these rumors that Adele's new album was going to be coming out November 19th.
Interesting.
And it got so out of hand that Adele literally had to announce the single was coming this week and the album was coming November 19th. So, like...
That's crazy. People are wild.
People really just grabbed a morsel and ran with it.
They did, but they were right. That's what I've taken from that, personally.
Okay, are you ready for the next one?
Yeah, how many are there? 10?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hollywood is all about reboots right now. In that vein, we finally got the trailer for Scream, due in 2022.
Did we?
Like Scream, which is Scream 5 technically.
Oh.
The 5th installment stars which young actor as Tara?
I didn't even know.
Or, more aptly, the girl who plays the Drew Barrymore homage iconic scene at the beginning of the film.
Right, okay.
Is it Dove Cameron? Is it Janet Ortega? Is it Madison Bailey? Or is it Millie Bobby Brown?
I only know who half of those people are. I also did not know this movie was happening, so...
What?
Total stab in the dark. Millie Bobby Brown.
Stab in the dark?
Yeah, that's funny.
No, you're wrong. It's Janet Ortega.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you do. You would have seen her in stuff.
Would I have... What would I have seen her in?
Stuff and things.
I haven't.
On the screens. No, the trailer came out this week and it looks so good.
Oh, does it?
It
That's
looks really, really
exciting.
good. And like, I'm just excited for more Scream, TBH.
That's really fair. I feel like I saw people talking about Scream and I was like, oh, it is Halloween.
I literally posted the trailer to our Instagram stories. Like I shared it to our Instagram stories on our podcast Instagram and said, guess what we're going to be talking about this week? But I guess the real statement was, guess who doesn't watch our Instagram stories?
No, I remember that. But then it obviously just escaped my brain.
Wow, Bethany, wow.
In one ear, out the other.
You're going to heck. Okay, next question.
Yep.
If you were anywhere on the internet this week, you'd know that
wasn't.
Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly's joint GQ cover had everyone in a chokehold.
Did it?
Simply put, there was no escaping this chaotic interview. Which quote below is something they did not say?
Okay.
So 3 of these things they said, and 1 of them they didn't.
Is this the interview where...
Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
Yeah, okay. I know them.
Yeah.
Is this the interview where he was like, what's my star sign? And she went through like the list of the 7 things. She was like, your moon is, your star sign is this, your rising sign is this, your house is in, your moon is in this house. Is that from this interview? No? Okay, all right, cool. Keep the questions going.
Okay, well, the one thing they didn't say out of these 4 things. The first option is when they asked how they were introduced. Mm-hmm. Megan Fox said the first thing I said was, you smell like weed.
Iconic.
And he replied, I am weed.
Iconic.
And that was meant to be some deep philosophical moment for them.
Wow.
We weren't supposed to run into each other that night, so our souls, our spirit guides were luring us away. This doesn't make sense. Okay. We weren't supposed to run into each other that night, so our souls, our spirit guides, were luring us away from each other because you literally had no face like that thing from Spirited Away.
What the fuck?
Even our first kiss, she wouldn't kiss me.
Is this the same? Is this a different option?
This is number 3.
Okay.
Even our first kiss, she wouldn't kiss me. We just put our lips right in front of each other and breathed each other's air in, and then she just left.
I feel like they said that.
We have matching 3D, and this is 4th. We have matching 3D tongue print cutouts. It was actually my 1-month anniversary gift to Megan.
Okay, what am I guessing? The thing they didn't say or
Yeah.
the thing they did?
The thing they didn't say.
Okay, well, they definitely said the third.
Okay, how troubling is it that they said all of, like, 3 of these 4 things?
It's really true. I feel like the Spirited Away thing they said.
Okay. So 1 or 4?
The tongue thing.
The tongue thing or the you smell like weed, I am weed?
I'm going to say that the first one is the one they didn't say because it seems the most simple.
Okay.
It doesn't have a vibe. What?
You're stupid.
Oh, what?
That's the you smell like weed, I am weed. That is the quote that has been going viral all week. It's a meme.
That's funny.
It's a massive meme.
As it should be.
Out of all those 4 quotes, that's the only one that was actually going viral. And it's the one you thought was false.
No, the third one well, at least the corners of the internet that I'm on is the third one. It's the one that I saw. Okay, yeah.
That kind of tracks. The fake one was the 3D tongue print cutouts. I don't even know what that would have been. But
no. Doesn't really make sense, which is why I was like, okay, they must have said it.
True. Okay. Which Hollywood star announced that they are taking a little sabbatical from movie making? Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds, Michael Caine, Jake Gyllenhaal.
If it's Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm going to literally kill myself.
Go off, King.
Well, Michael Caine, if he was going to say that he'd stopped acting, he would just be like, I'm retiring. Ryan Gosling, I haven't seen him in anything. Ageist? Yeah. I haven't seen Ryan Gosling in anything for a long time anyway, so it must not be him. So is it Ryan Reynolds?
It is Ryan Reynolds. You are correct.
Wow.
He just finished filming Spirited, which is a movie with like a bunch of famous people. And he just announced a small break from acting.
Interesting. I mean, that makes sense. I feel like he's got to spend time with his kids.
I mean, during the pandemic, he's filmed like 5 movies.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane.
He's a pretty busy boy. And it also makes sense that like they kind of do it that like Blake Lively has a break and he films, and then he has a break and she films. You know, it would kind of make sense if they do it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Vaguely like that.
Yeah, that's how we should do it.
Okay.
When we have kids and famous movie stars.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. The Harder They Fall, a black-led Western film due in theaters and Netflix this week, does not star one of these 4 people.
Okay.
Winston Duke, Regina King, Idris Elba, or Dion Cole.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Yes, you do. You know who 3 of them are.
I know who Idris Elba are. Regina King looks familiar. Is Winston Duke in
Black Panther?
I was going to say, oh, thank God. I was hoping that wasn't going to come out wrong. No, I don't know. The last one. Oh, who is it?
Winston Duke from Black Panther.
Oh, sad.
I think Regina King directed it as well.
Oh, Queen.
Yeah, she's an icon.
She is an icon.
She directed that movie we liked last year. It was nominated for some Oscars and stuff. One Night in Miami.
Did we like that movie?
I remember liking it. Because I remember the acting held it together, and
the acting held it together, but like
there was enough cool ideas to like justify it existing.
Was there?
I thought so.
Oh, we remember that movie very differently. She did a good job.
You're
it was
going
very
to heck.
boring.
DC Comics hosted its annual DC Fandom this weekend. Which of these is not an upcoming movie from the company? Peacemaker starring John Cena. The Batman starring Robert Pattinson.
That one is.
Black Adam starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That one also is.
Or Wonder Woman 3 starring Gal Gadot.
That I feel like is happening. And I feel like that, is this a trick question? Because I feel like they're all happening, but is the first one happening but as a TV show?
It is, and I can't believe you knew that much about it.
I only remember because you actually said that.
I probably did last
week. I think maybe it was yesterday or last week.
Go off, man. Okay, last question.
Okay.
And then you can breathe.
Okay, I'm pretty stressed.
And finally, Squid Game has officially dethroned which series to become the most watched original series on Netflix?
Bridgerton.
Yeah.
Yay! I read an article about that.
You read an article?
I read.
Oh.
What were the other options?
Stranger Things, You, and Lupin.
I've never even heard of Lupin.
I've literally watched all 4 of them.
You crazy?
I'm not crazy. I'm a normal human being. You're the one who's psychotic.
I think it's true. I think I might be the minority.
Okay, you got 4 out of 8 questions correct.
That's pretty good for me.
Well, it says that you scored better than 71% of all the other quiz takers.
Wow.
Which is disappointing to me specifically.
That doesn't make any sense. I didn't know the answer to any of them.
But the little tagline says, I'm so sorry you do not pass the vibe check. But that's okay. A lot of shit happened this week, and the majority of it was chaotic. Study up, and I'm sure you'll ace it next week. Next week.
Next week.
Is this just how we're going to start every week now?
That makes sense. It's a pretty good way to sum up everything that happened. Interesting. It's times like these that I really realize how little time I spend on the internet, or I suppose more accurately, how little time I do anything meaningful with my time on the internet.
Iconic. I mean, I have to agree with that one.
Makes sense.
Okay, it does.
Someone has been spotted at the front door. Shall we look at the security footage and see who it was?
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it was your brother.
Yeah, probably. I think that you just came in. It wasn't.
Why? How close did they get?
No one came in.
Oh.
It was just someone going to the bathroom. So.
Okay, well, you got 50-50. That's not, like, horrible.
It's true, but only one of them did I actually know definitively.
This is true.
The rest of them I just guessed.
This is true.
And by definitively, I mean, again, a process of elimination based vaguely upon something that you'd
told you.
Mentioned. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's jump into some pop culture catching up.
Okay.
We can discuss some of the stuff that was just in that quiz.
I was going to say, I think we are caught up. Although they did say that apparently other things had happened in a chaotic week, which...
It's true, they did. Did you see any of the Little Mix, Jessie Nelson, Nicki Minaj stuff?
Wait, I vaguely saw this, but I couldn't really figure out what was going on. And then I was like, I don't really want to put any energy into finding out. So I'll give you a recap of what I think happened.
Okay.
Which is Jessie and Nicki were on an Instagram live together. Mm-hmm. Nicki said something mean, I think, about Leanne, or I don't know. And Jessie laughed and didn't stick up for Leanne. And now, I think maybe there was like, everyone got cranky about that. And then I think there were like some DMs leaked between Jessie and Leanne. And everyone was like, wait, no, but these aren't even real. And then all of the fans were like, let's make sure that Leanne's favorite Little Mix song is ahead of Jessie's debut single, just for shits and giggles. And that's what I know.
It's astonishing that you know so many of the facts, but you got them all in the wrong order, in the wrong context.
That's really fair. I didn't know anything. That's just the way that my brain has logically put it together, but I didn't watch it unfold in a chronological order or have any context around any of them. I just was like, I think this is how it happened.
Okay, well, I'll break it down for realsies.
Okay.
Basically, Jessie Nelson released a R&B song this week.
Yes.
A pop R&B song with Nicki Minaj this week, right?
Uh-huh.
Or not this week, but like, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it was this
in the last week.
Yeah.
And...
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much straight away, people were saying two things about it. Like, the internet was saying two things definitively.
Oh, that's right. She did a bit of blackfishing, didn't she?
The first was that it's a bad song.
Oh, that's fair.
And the second was that Jessie Nelson is blackfishing. And it's like, I agree full-heartedly that she's blackfishing because I genuinely thought she was a person of color this entire time. And it turns out she's completely Caucasian. Both her parents are completely Caucasian.
When you say this entire time, do you mean the 10 years Little Mix have been together?
Yeah.
That's really fair. She's always had a very, very deep tan.
Yeah, and then people did like a timeline of her looks, quote-unquote looks, like how she's presented herself in the public for the past 10 years. And for the first, 2 years when she was on X Factor and stuff, she was pale as me.
Yeah.
But then it progressively got more and more dark, and now she's, really dark.
Yeah, yeah.
And not just is she really dark, but she's appropriating black culture.
Yes.
in ways that she profits from it in a way that doesn't benefit POC communities. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does make sense. Yeah, she's not like appreciating it. She's
and she basically this music video, she filled it with black men who fell into a lot of the stereotypes that specifically African American community has spent a long time trying to counterbalance. With like them wearing do-rags and being gangster and dreadies and stuff, like very base level stuff basically. And people were like, hold on, you present yourself as a very like, her tan is very dark and all that, and she's blackfishing, and then you release a hip-hop song, R&B song, and use that community for monetary gain. That's really rough, and that's really fucked up, and we should call you out on that.
Yes. Makes sense.
And instead of doubling down, I mean, instead of apologizing, she kind of doubled down. Not in an aggressive way or anything, but basically she just didn't say a lot. And her response was like, well, none of my members in Little Mix told me throughout the years that I was blackfishing, so I don't think I am, because none of them said anything.
Right. Wasn't it revealed that
And this is where the DMs came in.
Oh, right.
Because Leanne had mentioned stuff in the DMs, assuming these DMs are real. Which
I really did get this in the wrong context, didn't I?
I'm not sure that they are real or anything. Alleged.
Yeah, no, everyone's been very clear to be like, we're not sure these are real.
Yeah, so basically, those DMs were leaked, quote unquote leaked. And yeah, Jessie's response was, well, they never said anything to me when I was in the team, and I don't think I'm doing anything wrong, so it's fine.
Right.
Which is a bad response.
That's really not great.
And then Nicki Minaj and Jessie Nelson hopped on an Instagram live.
Yeah, and let's just preface this by saying I feel like Nicki Minaj has been doing
making all the wrong choices lately.
For a little while.
She's been making all the wrong choices.
Yeah.
But, and this is coming from someone who adores her and her music.
Yeah.
But, sorry, I'm really gassy. It wouldn't be a 50th of me without me burping in the microphone every like 30 seconds. So they go on this Instagram live, right?
Yeah.
And it's basically like 90% just Nicki Minaj talking.
Right.
And Nicki Minaj starts talking about this stuff, and she goes...
I saw like 20 seconds of this when Nicki Minaj was like, and black people wear blonde wigs and put in blue eye contact, so I feel like we can all kind of like... I don't think she said look like each other, but there was like a definitely like implication about the lines blurring and about how that's like apparently the same thing. She
had some valid points, as she always does, but then she goes the exact opposite, like extreme and overcorrects and stuff. And she was hardcore defending Jessie in a way that she didn't need to be defended because it was like outright factually fucked up.
Right.
And then she started talking about these screenshots, DMs, and she said Leanne needs to be less worried about your appearance and more worried about what her husband's doing.
Oh, that's right.
And everyone was
like that.
Wait, you're bringing husbands into this?
Yeah. Because Nicki Minaj's husband's recently been accused of sexual assault?
No. He is a convicted sex offender.
Oh.
He cannot live within 10 kilometers of a school, Maddie.
Oof.
And she thought it was a good idea to bring husbands into the argument?
Yeah.
Do you want to know the extent to which Leanne's husband got in trouble?
Yeah.
I think he said something about it. He said in the past he'd tweeted or said something sexist or whatever. And you know what he did? He went on national television and apologized.
Good on him.
And it was Leanne who called him out on it.
Love that
in her documentary series, and then he went on television and apologized.
Love that.
And that was great. That was growth. And his actions shows that he changed.
Love that.
He is not a convicted sex offender.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj's husband is.
Pretty messy.
I don't know why she thought it was a good idea to bring them into it.
Yeah.
But basically, that's pretty much as far as it got.
Oh.
Because then the rest of Little Mix, they all unfollowed Jessie and Nicki because of this Instagram live, basically.
Makes sense. That's such a shame.
And everyone's really sad that Nicki Minaj keeps keeps on sticking her foot in it.
Things, yeah. That's pretty sad between like Jessie and the rest of the girls, how that's kind of happened. That must be, I do definitely feel like the whole, when I was like, and all of the Little Mix fans have made a bunch of Little Mix songs.
Yeah. I think you're probably right about that.
Above Jessie's single. That's the thing. I've seen screenshots of that.
Yeah, I'm sure. That makes sense.
It does make sense.
And also just to clarify some stuff, because I think I left out the fact that one of Nicki Minaj's points was that Jessie was being cancelled by the internet and like bullied by the internet over all this stuff, despite the fact that just last year or the year before, whenever it was, left Little Mix for mental health reasons. And she was saying you can't cancel and internet bully someone who has mental health issues that are public, because that's fucked up. And if they do something to themselves, that's your fault. People were really struggling with where that line is drawn. Like, she has publicly had mental health issues. But then where does that fall on the holding people accountable for their fucked up actions? Yeah. And also, I think a lot of Little Mix fans who are probably not in the right to say this kind of thing were like, well, if she had mental health issues being in a girl band from all the attention, why would she immediately start her solo career with like a name like Jessie, Nicki Minaj and stuff? Like, why would she immediately go into that? And while I think there's a little bit of validity to that, I think that was probably the wrong thing to say. Yeah,
that's well, again, there's like there's a weird kind of line and a weird conversation to be had around that, because it's like, okay, well, it's obviously not being in the public eye that was giving her issues, because she's maintained that and has started a solo career, which is like, I think probably where people get confused is because that's the reason that she gave. Yeah. Whereas the truth must actually be it was specifically being part of Little Mix that she struggled with. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going with that, other than to say, like, I feel like there's just a weird.
You make sense. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a messy situation, honestly.
It does seem pretty messy.
I think it's one of those things where it got blown out because of the media and the fans and stuff.
Yeah, as does often kind of happen.
Yeah, and it's kind of disappointing that like valid critiques of Jessie are being kind of now overshadowed by the celeb drama of it all.
Yeah. You know? It's very true. It is, no, it's, well, because I think it means that it gives her an opportunity to just ignore all of the critiques because, or like it gets buried in this like hyperbolic hate that everyone, including Jessie, can easily lose sight of and forget the fact that it all started because of something very valid. Yeah. It kind of reminds me, this is very left field, but it kind of reminds me of J.K. Rowling, actually. And like, you know, when you're originally people are giving her critiques about her views on trans women. Yeah. It's like, okay, well, these are really valid, and she had an opportunity to listen to them, but instead it got so blown out, and now people give her like such a massive amount of hate for her views. Yeah. That she has
now has the right to play the victim.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sorry, that was badly worded. She doesn't have the right to play the victim.
No, she can twist it very easily in her head to believe that she is the victim.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. As opposed to someone who needs to maybe think about what they've done. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. And also just to as an aside, that was an entire drama about race relations and race and stuff, and we are two white people.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So if we fucked anything up or said anything wrong or anything, please let us know. And by us, I mean me, because I said all of that. And I will correct myself.
No, no, definitely. We're always here to learn.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about subjects that are intense.
Okay. Oh, I love an intense subject. I'm not going to lie. That sounded wrong. I just love to think about them.
No, when you said an intense subject, you meant camping.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. That is exactly. Yeah.
No, let's quickly talk about the Chappelle Netflix trans debacle.
Oh, I thought you meant Chappelle Corby. I was like, fuck, what's this
No,
bitch
Dave
done?
Chappelle. No, I just want to talk about it really quickly. I don't really have all that much to add.
I don't really have anything. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, I'll try to explain it to you a little bit and to the audience. But there's just one thing I want to make a point about, which I'll try and do. But basically, Dave Chappelle, who is a comedian, has in the past made many jokes about trans people.
Right.
But not really jokes. More... One, these statements aren't funny. And two, they're not even making fun of the silly aspects of being trans. This is all from like a trans person's Twitter who works at Netflix, actually. And she was like, his jokes aren't funny. All he's doing is saying these really hateful things that aren't funny and is turning trans people's existence into a joke.
Right.
So that when trans people do fight for their own rights and for equal rights, they're not taken seriously and they're discounted, basically. And then Netflix just released his latest special called The Closer. And he went on an absurd rant against the trans community and said some really fucked up stuff. And basically, a trans Netflix person went on Twitter and said, like, there was multiple trans employees of Netflix who questioned us releasing this stand-up special.
Interesting.
And strongly oppose it. And basically that blew up, in rightfully so, into a whole thing, and people want Netflix to remove it, and people were like... To be clear, people weren't cancelling Dave Chappelle. He's a comedian. He does make fun of everyone, to be completely fair. It's like equal opportunity hate. But something that the people defending him and him himself and Netflix co-CEO Ted Sarandos don't seem to understand is that equal opportunity making fun of doesn't work if one of these communities you're making fun of is inherently vulnerable.
Yeah, no, it reminds me of the difference between I recently saw this again and it was like really poignant. The difference between equality and equity.
Yeah.
Where it's like equality is everyone's treated exactly the same, but that's actually not necessarily fair because people need different things
to achieve that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we're actually need to be striving for is equity because like the analogy that I saw was it was actually like a kindergarten teacher who was explaining it to her kids, being like, okay, you've hurt your finger, Lily, you've hurt your finger, and I'm going to give you a Band-Aid for the cut on your finger. And then she goes to the next person and she's like, okay, I am also going to give you a Band-Aid for a cut on your finger, even though you have fallen down and hurt your elbow.
Yeah.
So like the equality is everyone gets one Band-Aid for their finger, even though... That's not actually
what everyone needs. To be on the healthy health. Like, good health.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that's just something that they're completely missing. And this is all kind of exacerbated by the fact that Netflix was one of the only studios in Hollywood that was outright uplifting trans communities and the queer communities. With words.
Right.
Not necessarily actions. There's I don't know. People are now calling for like a trans comedian to actually get a special on Netflix because there's none.
That would make sense.
And basically it's all just wild. And Ted Sarandos, CEO of Netflix, said in a statement, like, we're not going to remove the special. We believe in free speech and we deeply believe that what happens on your screen has no real life consequences, no real life effects. And people were like, well, that's just completely false. You can believe that, but it's false.
Yeah.
If you look at the stats and the numbers, it's completely false, especially in like the trans community where
yeah,
hate crimes aren't just hate crimes, they're like full on murdering trans women, specifically black trans women.
Yeah, yeah. Well, again, you said this to me in a message, and like I feel very much like, because they brought up 365, didn't they? And how apparently that everyone was worried that was going to like create abusive situations, and they were like, and it didn't. And firstly, how do they know that it didn't? Yeah. Secondly, there is a huge difference, as I said to you, between fictional stories where people generally can separate what happens on their screen to real life, to a real life person standing on their screen and being and saying hateful things. It's like there's no difference between Dave What's-His-Face doing a Netflix special and Donald Trump standing up at a rally and that being televised. It's exactly the same thing.
It's exactly the same thing.
It's just on a different platform.
Exactly. And the other example he gave in that he was like, we give everyone a voice at Netflix, was like, he said 365 D&I didn't have any real life consequences, and Hannah Gadsby's Nanette, where, as an example of a queer comic, stand-up comic, basically.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, did Ted Sarandos not watch Nanette? Because she literally has an entire... Hannah Gadsby literally has an entire segment talking about the fact that she was almost beat to death for being gay.
Yeah, yes.
So then Hannah Gadsby came out and she put out a thing and she was like, don't drag my name into your mess.
I did say that.
I completely stand with trans community, specifically black trans community, all that, and I'm against Dave Chappelle. So she's an icon.
She is an icon. I did say that. Imagine being her and then her name is suddenly and she's like, what the fuck?
Right?
What?
And that puts her in a position to have to stand against this company that's given her 2 specials.
Yeah.
So now I don't know what that's going to do. But anyway, no.
I mean, good on her though. Like...
And basically what's happened is the far right, like the Trumpy people, have basically clung on to Dave Chappelle's as a person now and are like, wow, he's now our savior. He's our paragon of free speech and truth and justice. And one, Dave Chappelle's not a Republican. And 2, they're like, he's being cancelled, all this, all that. It's like, he's not being cancelled. And if you, like, cancellation, is that how you can say it? Like, they're being, like, cancellation. I don't know. Once someone's cancelled, it's not actually... the effects, especially for male people that are cancelled, is, like, a month.
Minimal.
And specifically, Ted Sarandos literally said, we're going to be working with Dave Chappelle again. He's got more specials. Yeah. Like, we're going to make more deals. So it's like, it's not like he's actually faced any consequences from this.
No. Well, it would be interesting. If he's not a Republican, it would be interesting to get his thoughts on, like, the fact that all the Trumpies are siding with him. Because, like, if that was me, for example, and I said something hateful and I didn't understand why I was wrong and I was sticking by it, and then suddenly I had all these right-wing, like, if Tony Abbott was like, wow, Madison, you said the right thing, I'd be like, oh, fuck.
Oh, I fucked up.
I said the wrong thing.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's like, I just don't understand how people aren't that self-aware.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, same.
But then my entire thing is that I understand that Netflix is going to have stuff like streaming services and stuff are going to have content that not everyone agrees with, and that is fucked up, and that has real life consequences, especially in non-fictional content. Yeah. But I feel like so much of this could have been completely avoided had Netflix just put out a statement and said, look, just because we host the content does not mean we agree with it. Yeah. Which they sort of said. But I think they really needed to just make it clear. Yeah. That we are against these views. Yeah. Yes. We believe in supporting the trans community.
Yeah. It's true.
And we believe in supporting trans voices and uplifting trans voices. Yeah. And it's like, no, they didn't do anything of the sort.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Which then, of course, contradicts everything else they've ever said about uplifting minority voices and stuff.
Well, of course, what it is a very telling, like, action versus their words, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Also, very, very bold of Netflix to be like, nothing we've ever shown has had a real-life consequence, when I immediately can think of the example of 13 Reasons Why.
He did mention that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, and he was like, not everyone agrees with 13 Reasons Why. Which, again, you are completely right. He did not mention the fact that actually there were multiple instances of people trying to commit suicide.
Yeah,
and leave 13 tapes in the exact same way as this television show. Like, his argument holds no water.
No, it does not. Not
Full
at
of
all.
fucking holes.
Yeah.
The Swiss cheese of arguments. It's so wild. And I'm like, I get the free speech of it all. So don't take it off Netflix. But take a fucking stance. Have a fucking spine.
Yeah.
And say where you stand.
No, it's very true.
As a company, as a fucking conglomerate.
It's really, really true.
You know?
And just to really just like drive the point home, maybe make some donations.
Make some donations and fucking sign some deals.
Yeah.
Or sign some, what's the word? Like, promises to start acting on giving trans people
no, for sure. A
more
voice.
opportunities.
Yeah, no,
in
definitely.
the entertainment industry. Because like, and also he fucking said, get this. He goes, we have the documentary Disclosure on Netflix. Mm-hmm. So then the director and the people involved with the documentary Disclosure had to come out and say, they didn't commission this documentary. They didn't produce this documentary. They didn't pay for this documentary. We made it, and we made the decision to let Netflix rent it. Yeah. Stream it, basically.
Yeah.
And they only paid us half the price that we needed to make up the production costs. And the director specifically said the only reason we accepted it was so that it would get the biggest audience possible.
Yeah.
They also didn't market it at all.
No,
the biggest audience possible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The biggest audience possible, and so that closeted trans people would be able to watch it in the comfort and safety of their own homes. Yeah. Secretly, if that was a thing that they needed to do.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, like, literally none of his arguments, Ted Sarandos's arguments, make sense.
No, they really don't. I always find it so, this is the political studies student coming out in me, but I always find it so interesting when people make this point about free speech, because one of the first things I learn in my international relations course when we're studying like the foundation of, like the different isms like liberalism and capitalism, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Specifically liberalism, the whole idea of free speech was founded on the fact that, yes, you are allowed to say whatever you want to say as long as it is not directly harmful to any minority or any party. Like, that's the whole idea of it. Yeah. It's been blown so out of proportion. Like, so whenever I see someone make like, oh, it's free speech, particularly Republicans, it's like, you don't know what that even means.
Exactly.
It's, anyway.
If they research the history of it, it'd be like, you're incorrect.
You're incorrect.
Free speech doesn't mean the right to tell people to kill themselves or to threaten to kill them.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Particularly because of, their race or religion. Wow, we're really getting deep today.
I know.
Love that. 50th web show spectacular. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was it. I said I didn't want to say much about it, and then I said everything about it just to try and catch you up. But basically, that's the entire situation. There were some other things that happened, like the trans employee that made this statement on Twitter that basically launched it into media coverage. Yeah. Was briefly fired.
Oh my God.
I will say the media did get this wrong. Every single fucking headline about it was saying, I think her name is Tara Field, that Tara Field was fired after making these public remarks about the trans, the harmful trans ideologies that Dave Chappelle was spreading on Netflix. And while I do think that's part of it, the full thing and the full reason she was fired was actually because she stormed into, or not stormed, but like went to a high up executive CEO meeting uninvited and tried to say something, which is completely commendable, and I love that she did that. That was the reason she was fired.
I also feel like saying that type of stuff would be a major breach of what is likely an NDA in place,
Oh, the tweeting.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't. That was
that's
completely
good.
allowed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, that was all completely allowed, but I still think that they hated how much coverage it brought.
Yeah, probably.
But,
probably. I'm sure they were just looking for an excuse.
Completely. I don't think any other person would have been fired if it was, arguing that they wanted a different paper or something.
Yeah.
In the office.
Yeah.
But because it was this already public thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, why didn't they just say we're gonna save judgment for another time because right now it's too volatile, and if we fire you right now, it's gonna be like.
Wait, so has she been rehired?
She was rehired, yeah.
Lol.
So honestly, just mess all around.
That is a mess. That BuzzFeed article was right. It has been a chaotic week.
I know, and it hasn't even touched on the stuff we've talked about, really. But what else? There was one other thing that I really wanted to hear your opinion on, because I saw this take on it, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. But okay, the I don't want to get this acronym wrong.
Okay.
The IATSE,
right?
Which is the film union in really globally. The Hollywood Film Union, that's for the crew.
Okay.
You know how they're threatening strikes and stuff for better working conditions?
Vaguely, I knew this was happening.
Yeah, so basically the crews have been really overworked and given scraps.
During COVID, right? Or
forever.
In general, but
especially during COVID. Basically, they would be working 6 to 7 day weeks.
Yeah.
12-hour days.
Oof.
With no breaks.
Yeah. Oof.
That's
illegal.
Well, America, am I right?
Yeah.
And basically, plus it's under different, and for minimum wage.
Oof. Oof. That's fucking rough.
Yeah.
Minimum wage over there is $9, right?
Less.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the state, I think, but I think generally less. So they've been,
that's like $14
really
or $15
mistreated
here.
As a very integral part of the film industry.
Yeah.
And basically they were literally just like, we want to have a break on our days.
Fair.
We want to be guaranteed at least a day off.
Fair.
And we want better pay.
Fair.
These are fucking huge production companies,
Yeah, it's true.
And a huge issue with it was actually also Netflix, because basically in 2012-ish, when Netflix started to produce shows and movies, it kicked off the grey area of, do we pay cast and crew as if this is a web series or as if this is a television production or a film production?
Interesting.
And judges and shit ruled it as web series back then.
Oh.
And it's never been amended. Even though now the norm is streaming platforms.
Yeah. No, and they're
amended.
definitely
completely
TV and movie productions.
Yes,
yeah, they're proper
yes.
things now.
And they have still not been amended. And basically that's something they're fighting for, because these web series production type thing was actually allowed lower than minimum wage.
Holy fuck.
They were paid even less because it was, back then, the point of the lower wages and stuff and lower working conditions was to give a boost to the streaming industry.
Right.
And it worked, clearly, because everything's streaming now. They just never amended it to fix the issues that it created. So the union's basically just saying, please let us not burn out and die.
Yeah.
That's a little dramatic, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
So basically, the union voted. They agreed to strike if agreements weren't met.
Yeah.
And it's meant to actually be tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Massive, I think it's 90-day strike.
Wow.
Which would affect pretty much everything in production at the moment.
Yeah.
Every show and every movie.
And everything that's about to go into production too.
Yeah, so
that's massive.
Everything, all Marvel and Star Wars and shit would all have to delay their project for another 12 months.
And when we say crew, do we mean all of special effects companies and all of that as well? Yeah. Do they count, or are they independent contractors?
A lot of them are independent contractors.
Right, so it's only things that are filming. Anything that's in post-production, it wouldn't be affected?
It depends, because I know that some places are in-house, some post-production companies are in-house, and some aren't.
That makes sense.
So I think it would depend on the situation, but I think most stuff that had finished filming would be safe. Quote unquote. Exactly. Yeah. But anything in production at the moment, which is like heaps of HBO shows, heaps of Marvel movies and shows, like so much, would be on hold. And actually today they're trying to finalize some movement so that hopefully they can avoid the strike, because the film industry basically, I think, realized, oh, maybe we do need these people. So I think, fingers crossed, that something actually happens in the next couple of days that averts the strike.
Yeah.
And they get what they want, is what I mean.
Yeah.
But this really odd take that I saw online was basically, why are all of these huge actors posting about this strike and this union, saying crews deserve more, and then taking $20 to $40 million paychecks that they don't need? And I thought, that's interesting that someone would think actors taking huge paychecks is a direct issue to the crew being treated poorly and underpaid.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of Hollywood executives actually did make the argument that because we pay actors so much, we can't pay the crew as much.
Right.
But then that's bull, because the executives are paid so much.
This is also true.
It's fucking Disney.
This is very, very, very true.
And I wanted to hear your thoughts, because you always have a good opinion on this kind of thing.
Well, I will have to admit that I don't really know the minutiae of the topic, particularly actors. Well, I almost feel like they're two separate issues, and the fault does definitely fall back on to the studio, because if a studio, let's just say a studio is given a $2 million budget.
Yeah.
Sorry, a film by a studio is given a $2 million budget. And then the studio decides that they want to pay an actor $100 million, and the actor's like, okay, perfect, I'll star in this movie. That is not the actor's fault that the studio or the director or whomever has misbudgeted and given half of the money to the actor and left half of the money for everything else. That's not the actor's fault, and they're not the ones that are in charge. Yeah, they're not in the responsible for it.
They're not in charge of production completely.
No, for sure. I mean, the difference is, like, actors coming out and being like, yes, crew needs to be paid more. Makes sense. 100% they should do that. And probably, you know, in a vague way, they should also probably be encouraged to actually contribute to the cause, potentially even monetarily. Yeah, exactly. Like, I would be feeling like they should be donating. If I was Scarlett Johansson
getting $40 million for Black Widow, I would try and help out the cause.
Exactly. Right. No, for sure. That's To
be clear, I have no insider information stating otherwise. She might have.
Yeah, well,
but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like, just, this is a bit of a side point, but when people are like, oh, I can't believe this actor's not donating any money, I'm like, well, if it was me, I would never disclose money that I'm donating ever. Like, I mean, I know I have to for, like, tax, and if people get, you know, wind of that, that's that. But I would never be like, yes, I have donated $20 million. I remember seeing, maybe it was about a year ago, I think, when all the Black Lives Matter thing was happening. I was in a Discord chat, and I remember someone being like, I don't understand why celebrities aren't saying whether or not they're donating to charity. Why would they not just say it to get people off their back? Like, what is the reason why they wouldn't disclose if they're making donations? I was like, that's so weird.
That's so naive.
It's not at all your place to ask how people spend their money. Anyway, that was just a weird.
See, I think on the other side of that, if a celebrity comes out and says, yes, I donated $20 million to this cause, people are going to be like, well, why didn't you keep that to yourself? You're just looking for sympathy for donating money.
Exactly. Particularly if it's like a white person, or if that made me sound very much like I feel like white people get victimized, but you know what I mean? Like,
no, I think it did. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
In that specific situation.
Yes, yeah. Anyway.
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I feel very much like it is not the actor's responsibility to make sure that the crew is paid properly. I feel like that might have a little, I don't know.
Could actors sign an agreement, a fucking Paris agreement or whatever, the Treaty of Versailles that says, as a group, the highest paid actors in Hollywood, we're happy to take $1 million less or 5% less to put it towards a bonus for the crew or whatever.
Definitely. I totally agree with that.
They could do that. Not saying they have to because they're not the ones in charge of the production. They are not.
Yeah, it's not their responsibility.
Assigning costs.
Yeah, no. I think I reckon it's pretty similar to nurses and doctors. I reckon that's how I would liken it, whereas the actors are the doctors and the crew are the nurses, obviously.
Interesting.
So the nurses are obviously integral. And I feel like what often happens in those types of situations when nurses protest is doctors don't care. They're like, well, we'll just do it ourselves. And I feel like because doctors don't take a pay cut, so nurses get paid better. They always cross the picket. Oh, okay, I'm generalizing there. They often cross the picket line. That's thunder.
Yeah,
whack. So that's how I would kind of picture it in this situation. So where it's like, okay, if the actors are actually siding with the crew, I feel like that's like a pretty good scenario.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
No, I agree. And yeah, it's interesting too because then it does come to things like Olivia Wilde. I'm just using her as an example because she literally just popped up on my Twitter. But a person who's a director and who a degree is in charge of the budget and the monetary shit could be saying, I'm gonna make an actual effort to make change on my sets.
Yes, exactly. There is definitely an overlap there.
Yeah,
for sure.
I don't know what I'm saying, but
no, I totally you're saying that people who are famous for acting but who also dabble in directing should probably take a bit more of the responsibility than just someone who just acts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Totally. Wow, I kind of love it when we talk about less subjects but go deep in them.
It's true. I love a deep dive.
But let's just power through some random shit.
Okay.
Because then we have to cut to past us.
We do.
And then sign out. We need to talk about Adele, obviously.
Oh, right.
Have you listened to the new song?
I have, twice.
I've listened to it at least 30 times.
Wow, that's a lot of times.
I would say more.
Oh my God.
I know the entire first half of the song.
Whack.
But, I mean, also, it's a fucking great song.
Yeah.
Adele is a phenomenal songwriter, and I truly believe she cannot miss.
Accurate. Same.
Right?
Same.
But this is something I can't get out of my head whenever Easy On Me starts.
Right.
Is that the first 2 seconds of the song, I never know if Easy On Me or Exile by Taylor Swift is going to play. And I haven't seen anything about it. So I'm like, is this just me? So I kind of want to play the first second for you.
Okay, I don't know how Exile starts though.
The same as fucking Easy On Me. Okay, wait. I don't want to get sued for using music.
1 second, it's probably fine.
Oh, no, wait, that was too low. Okay.
Oh. Is that Exile?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now.
And then Easy On Me.
You're wrong.
But that literal first second. I mean the literal first second.
Yeah, no, right before, there's an instantaneous
there's
note
a change. Exactly.
Yeah, that happens. But the first 2 notes are the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's all.
That's all.
But in my head, it's all I can think about.
That's significant.
It's all I can think about.
Fair.
But yeah, no, great song. I'm excited for the album.
I'm excited for the album too. I also am very intrigued that she's decided to name it 30 because I remember an interview she gave a couple of years ago. She was like, no, I'm done with that. It's a trilogy.
Yes, I am with you.
I was shook.
She literally said no more numbered album titles.
Yeah, she outright was like, that's not happening.
She's also 34 now.
Yeah. That's a big storm.
I mean, I don't even have that much more to talk about. TBH, I've got Drag Race UK and Drag Race Canada both on at the same time now.
Love that.
Drag Race UK Season 3 is great. Drag Race Canada, I watched the first episode of the season last night. It's really good. I feel like it's a step up from the last season.
Oh, holy shit. You're not driving back to the Sunshine Coast today, are you?
Yeah, I am.
You can't.
I have to.
You can't.
I have work tomorrow.
You can't. Mum just texted, she's like, this storm is going to be bad. Hold on.
Fine. Everything will be fine.
Well, there doesn't seem, the bomb hasn't given a warning.
It's fine. Everything's fine. So yes, drag races, they all slap at the moment. The new Scream looks great.
Yeah.
This is for anyone who watches The Real Housewives of Potomac. Candace Dillard is a homophobe.
Oof.
And if you still support that person, I don't understand you. If this is a person who last season got into a physical fight, right?
Oof.
She took zero blame.
Oof.
And the other person was fired.
Oof.
And ostracized by the rest of the cast. The entire audience was on the other person's side.
Oh, dear.
But all I'm saying, this person Candace Dillard made such a big deal over the fact that physical violence is a no-go and physical violence is fucked up. Sweetie, you've been on the show 4 years.
Oof.
3 of those 4 seasons, you have started a physical fight.
Oof. That's rough.
At what point does she not realize she's the problem? At what point does Bravo not realize she's the problem? And at what point does fucking Andy Cohen, who is a gay man, not fire a homophobe?
Oof. Look. No, I have nothing to add there. That sounds really rough.
It's wild.
Some people just don't have self-awareness, and it blows my mind. But how has Bravo been like, it's fine. It's not her.
Yeah, I don't know.
It must be for the drama.
Well, I think technically they did try to bring back Monique, who was the other one last season. But then she was like, well,
no.
I don't know if she said, I think she asked for a pay raise because the rest of the cast, except like 2 of them, hated her. And they were like, no, you're fired instead. Instead of getting pay raise, you're fired.
Rough.
And that's not on that. More reality TV. Did you have any fucking idea that Kyle Richards' husband Maurizio is getting his own Netflix reality series in the vein of selling Sunset at his real estate firm?
No.
I just found out this week and I'm fucking pumped.
That's amazing.
Right?
I mean, terrible, but amazing.
More ridiculous TV shows like that. I'm obsessed and I can't wait for it.
I love real estate drama, so this is definitely right up my alley.
Also, while we're at it, Netflix, where is seasons
4 and 5
of Selling Sunset?
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, it's been almost a year.
They've
been filming. Yeah.
They've finished filming.
Yeah. Weird. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe they're going to drop it like over the Christmas holiday so that it gets...
Oh, I honestly don't even know. I was like doing timelines in my head because at the end of season 3, Christine had only just married Christian. And like since that aired, they've had a whole ass baby. Like the baby's like several months old now. Yeah. Like what?
A whole ass baby.
A whole ass baby's been born and we don't have a new season? What?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm like... And also, what was it? Mid last year, we got seasons 2 and 3. Yeah, within like 3 months of each other.
Yeah, perfect. That's ideal.
Yeah, but then they make us wait 18 months for the next 2 seasons?
Yeah, that's really whack.
What? Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
That was wild. Anyway.
That was wild.
So I'm
very
pumped
excited
for all of these real estate drama shows.
Yeah, same. Oh, that's right. We weren't actually talking about Selling Sunset.
I mean, I don't really have much else. I feel like I need to write a movie because I have some great ideas right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, I wanted... Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing.
Okay.
Wait. Yes. So The Bachelorette Australia starts on Wednesday.
Oh, is this the one that's going to be gay?
Bye.
Love that.
The first Indigenous Bachelorette / Bachelor.
Love that.
Bachelorette, maybe not Bachelor. I don't know about the Bachelor. I don't watch that one. But and the first bisexual one.
Love that.
The promo has her dating men and women, and I'm obsessed.
I've only seen the one going around with the lady because they were on Bachelor together.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, and I always have kind of felt like there might be something more between us, but I don't know if it's like two-sided. And then, and now she's coming in and the Bachelorette has no idea that her friend is coming.
Iconic.
Yeah,
I think it's from The Bachelorette in Paradise, which I don't know why it exists, but it does.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just pumped. This is the first Bachelorette or Bachelor show that I'm ever going to watch.
I honestly feel like I want to watch it too.
I'll let you know how good it is.
Okay.
But in the vein of that, I had an idea.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yep. We were talking about movie ideas.
No, not that.
Oh.
This is a different idea.
Okay.
What if? Okay, so we've already recorded next week, so we have a special guest on next week.
We do, yes.
What if we each said...
Wait.
What?
What is going to happen right now? Yeah.
No, I was going to say, what if we each force the other to watch one thing? We each choose one thing to watch.
Not at all where I thought this was going. Okay, I'll tell you where I thought this was going later.
Okay, I was just going to say, I think we should each choose one thing that we need the other to watch, whether it's a short TV show or a movie or whatever.
Okay. So it can't be that long?
No.
Okay.
And the other watches it for realsies, both of us, and that's a shade at both of us.
Okay. Maybe we should do it together. We'll have a day. Well, we have to sit together physically.
And then next time when we come back in 2 weeks,
okay,
because next week is a guest,
right,
we'll have watched it and we can discuss why we wanted the other person to watch it and
that's kind of cute. I like that. Oh God,
I think I know what I want you to watch though.
Oh, already? Okay, yeah.
I think I want you to watch Chicago.
The movie. Oh, I was like, Chicago. I didn't like Chicago PD, FD or whatever it's called. Why would you?
No, I feel like it's one of those musicals you're going to love and you've never seen it. And I'm
no, probably you're right.
So I think, tentatively, the thing I want you to watch is Chicago. But I'll message you if I change my mind.
Sorry, Mum's texting. I just saw the biggest lightning strike about 1 kilometre away and I got hail advice from insurance. Oof.
Anyway.
Yeah. I'll have to ponder that. I have no idea what I would make you watch. Anything I feel like I would want you to watch, you probably have already seen.
I don't think that's true, but okay. So I think we'll probably do that and get back to everyone.
Where I thought that was going is because we were just talking about Bachelorette. Mm-hmm. And the fact that we have a guest next week, my brain was immediately like, okay, what he wants is for each of us to bring a guest.
And set them up.
Yeah. No. I thought it was going to be like a blind date on the podcast situation.
Can you imagine how awkward that would be?
That would be so awkward.
No, I would never. Oh my lordy.
That's 100% where I thought that was going.
That sounds traumatizing.
Peak entertainment. Wait, should we do that?
No, we should absolutely not do that.
I think we should.
Anyway, we're now going to cut to the past us ghost hunting selves.
Yes.
So enjoy this.
How long is it? Like 5 minutes?
If that.
Okay. Enjoy these 5 minutes of entertainment.
Oh, Chelsea, you're in it too.
Chelsea looks like more of a ghost than anything we're going to find here. But, okay, this is our entire mini update from Spooky Slaughter Falls.
Yeah.
Where we were hoping to see a ghost. I think I whispered into the wrong end of the phone. Anyway, unfortunately, guys, I do think the only scary thing that we were going to see over here is anonymous gay sex in the woods.
And that van.
There have been a lot of interesting looking vans located in various places.
That's true. Also, Nicholas got attacked by the baby seat in the back.
I did. That was very scary.
This is also the scariest thing that's happened was Nicholas got attacked by this.
It's true. It fell on me, and I would have sworn my life on it that it was a cardboard cutout of a man, and I don't know why I would have found that so scary.
I've known Nicholas for a particularly long time, and I've never heard him make noises like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Only in the bedroom.
He screamed quite loudly. Yeah. Well. Unfortunately, this is a complete bust. If we want to do it again, we'll have to come earlier.
Yeah, I mean...
That's what she said.
Maddie wore her running shoes. Maybe
she did. Literally, I kid you not, this bitch, you can't see it, but there you go, look. fucking bitch. You know what? She's also she might have just got a shot of her coochie.
This is not a skirt. It's fine.
We came and Chelsea and I were in our normal shoes, our thongs and whatever, and she comes out in runners and goes, just in case.
Well, just in case.
As she said, she just has to outrun us, apparently. So
Exactly.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
What a hoe.
Well, it's the truth that I'm in the right shoes.
You're going to heck.
Well, I'm
I
sure
guess-
I'll see more ghosts in hell than I will see here tonight.
Honestly, too. Yeah, so that's a flop.
It is a flop.
We've been waiting years to try and
I
find
know.
the little girl ghost again.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to happen.
the can't be installed.
Exactly. I genuinely feel like the fog thing happened in a different area. Like, it was definitely foggy here.
But it was Slaughter Falls. That's why it was so creepy.
Oh, there's another
creepy.
car coming. Or maybe it's a drug deal.
Oh, was it the police? Oh my god, go. Oh my god, go. Oh my god,
I
go.
think the police would pull up in a fucking tiny ass.
Look at us! Look at us!
Doors are- Okay, fine, we're going.
Oh my god, what?
I thought someone else was coming in. I was
Oh,
gonna run
you little-
into
If
them.
you can't tell, you know, it being a flop is pretty intense for us because we're so scared of fucking anything.
That is accurate. The
But-
shadows just moved over a reflective sign over there, and I was like,
Yeah,
what is
ghost,
that?
demon. I will say though, we did listen to Disney music the entire way up.
Yeah, that was
And if that's not like
a pretty good time.
telling of how scared we would have been had we seen an actual ghost,
Accurate.
you know?
Wait, okay, I could go to the cemetery.
We're not. Ugh. Okay, bye.
No, let's go to the cemetery. Okay, well, you can start a new video once we're there. Not going in, I can't go in, it's not gonna happen.
Just for context, we just pulled up at a cemetery. I didn't think it was going to be open. Not only that, I didn't think she'd actually do it.
Turn the inside car light on. Can't see shit.
I can't go in.
And I just pressed play on our High School Musical 3 soundtrack, and now she makes me pause it.
Well, it's not that I'm scared, although I'm pretty scared. I feel like we'd be like desecrating the memory of these people, like going in there just to see if a ghost comes out.
I really don't think so, yeah.
Oh, I hope they come out. I hope they feel comfortable enough with us to come out.
Yeah.
I can't go in. Sorry, guys. This was the issue with me driving.
I was talking about a gay ghost.
Alright, let's
Oh.
Betty is so traumatized she
Yeah.
didn't even get next gager.
No, it's true.
Gay people don't die anyway, so it's fine.
I think I'm gonna start hyperventilating.
It's fine, let's just go.
In.
No, not in. I don't want
Yes,
to get arrested.
Well, it's
Why
not.
would we get arrested? It's open. It's
For all they know, I've got relatives in there.
like public property, right?
I don't know how it works.
Let's just park under this tree.
There's a chair right there.
Why are all
For a
of those
ghost or
crosses
for
the
us?
same?
Well, they bury people based on their religion. So the cross, like, their graves face different ways
Oh,
and have different types of crosses based on their, religion. So,
whack.
okay.
I just thought maybe 3 people were buried in the same grave. They each had a name on.
That also could be the case. Let's find out.
Okay, you get out and tell us.
No, we just look from here.
The names are on the other side, dickhead.
No, they're not. They're right there.
Oh. Oh, you gotta go. The light's shining off those photos differently. It looks like eyes.
Okay, wow. I'm really glad we had this experience. I can't believe it's open at 9 p.m. at night.
I know, just like your legs.
Exactly. This is the only time they're
24/7.
open.
24/7. 365. Katy Perry.
365. Okay, wow.
Also a flop.
Where
we
do
didn't
we...
go in.
Well, would you get out?
I'm in drive-in.
like McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm not gonna get out for McDonald's, but I'll go through the drive-through.
Okay, are we gonna drive? We're not driving through the ghost cemetery.
No, I feel like...
It's disrespectful.
Yeah, but that's really just a cover for we're pussies.
Yes.
Don't accuse me
There's
of being a
nothing wrong with
pussy,
that.
because I'll turn around and go in.
I'm not accusing you of being a pussy. I'm saying it. It's a fact.
Okay, fine. We have to go in, don't we?
That doesn't make sense.
What's happening?
What?
No, I can't do it. It's disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful.
Chelsea wants to go in, don't you, Chelsea?
I do, and I don't think it's disrespectful.
Do you really? Okay, fine.
No, because imagine if we got arrested for going into a cemetery at night.
Why would we get arrested?
For being on private property.
It's not private property,
There's
is
a
it?
sign just a little bit inside the gate. If it says that it's closed, then we won't go in.
Okay, well, we can't go in singing Part of Your World from The Little Mermaid.
Not only that, but now people are going to be on the lookout for us because they've seen us go in this time.
I really feel like you guys are thinking that this is a much bigger deal than it is.
I completely agree, but what am I if not a catastrophizer?
Catastrophizer.
Okay?
Catastrophizer. Okay, no, I'm scared again.
I'm scared again. I'm Nick.
I had a lot of bravery when I was driving away.
Yeah, you talk big game.
Exactly. Wait, is that it?
Yeah, it's
Fuck. Guys, are we doing this? Okay, fine.
Let's just read the sign, because there's a sign right there.
Okay, well, it's a hellmouth.
Unauthorized entry at night prohibited.
Yeah.
Well, that
Okay, well, so don't go in.
Yes, I don't go in.
that does make sense. We got closer this time than we did last time.
We can see like a mausoleum. We're good.
We got like a whole
We fulfilled our duties,
half a meter
guys.
closer.
Exactly. Well, you know, a few inches can make a big difference.
That's true. That's what the Mormons say.
Is it?
I don't know. I was trying to make like a really weird reference to all of that like soaking nonsense that's going on, but then halfway through I was like, this is too
Oh, the soaking stuff was wild.
right.
What is soaking? I have heard it referenced, but
It's just when a guy Nicholas is like
Well, okay, so the ghost hunting was a bust. That doesn't mean it's not educational still.
it's when a guy specifically penetrates a female specifically, but just like stays in there and doesn't move.
Because if they
And
move,
just, like,
it's counted
sits.
as sex.
Yeah,
But if he's just in there,
soaking.
soaking. But the whole thing is that
Well, then there's a
this male and
secondary.
female partner need to have the penis in the vagina, not moving at all, but they have to have a friend.
Well, this is like a jump soaking or something. This is like a secondary.
Well, they have to have a friend come over and jump on the bed so that their bodies are going in and out of each other. But it's
they're
not,
not
they're
the
not
one-
doing it on purpose, so it's not
Yeah.
counted as
Sex.
purposeful sex.
that's
you
so
know.
nice. Just let people have sex.
I know,
Like,
right?
come on, guys.
That's a lot of work
This
to
is
just.
next level shit. You have to
Get your
like
dick wet.
invite a friend, and they don't even get to participate.
It's true.
It's like a whole lot of exercise for that friend. I
Yeah.
think so much easier on a trampoline.
To be really fair,
Trampoline.
what do you think sounds like more fun? Having
What is
a
that?
penis in your vagina and just staying there. Still a cemetery. Having a penis in your vagina and just staying there soaking, or jumping on a bed.
Well,
Jumping on a bed sounds
you
like
make
more
a valid
fun.
Point, yeah.
that's
Okay.
like a public restroom type situation.
We might not have gotten any ghosts on camera, but we did learn about Mormon sex rituals.
We
so,
did.
Is there anything you'd like to say before we hand it back to in studio Nick and Maddie?
Yeah, Nick in studio, Nick and Maddie, you're idiots.
Tea.
And I don't know what you were thinking that you would pull something like this off.
Also tea, straight facts,
Stick with what you know
which is being dumb bitches
and stay in the studio.
and stay in studio.
Yeah.
Love it.
We love you in studio, Nick and Maddie.
And thanks, little Chelsea, for coming as a little
Yeah.
a little
Extra
secret guest on our
surprise.
50th episode.
Woo! Wait, do we need to do the scream like Carly and Sam in their 50th expectation?
No, we'll do that at IRL in
Okay.
the pod booth.
All right then. I reckon my car can sneak under there.
What we just found out is not prohibited.
Yeah,
It
that's
is prohibited.
That's really fair. Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, we're back. That went nowhere.
No, it was very embarrassing.
It was very embarrassing. But also, we did actually end up teaching you about Mormon sex, so it's fine.
That's true. And, you know, when I was recounting the story to Mum last night, we made her laugh so much she almost peed herself. So
This is true.
that was also kind of worth it.
So that's that on that.
Wait, we
We're
don't
bad
have
ghost
a
hunters.
recording. Did we mention later on in the recording about how you almost died from you were attacked?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, because Chelsea showed them.
That's right. Yeah,
We're
okay.
good.
That was funny.
So now we're going to quickly do our What the Fuck of the Weeks.
Yeah,
My What the Fuck of the Week this
fuck.
week is,
I don't have one.
coincidentally, Southeast Queensland weather. You want to tell me that it's going to be storming, raining nonstop for 8 days and then be
then
sunny for half of that?
I know.
You want to tell me
I'm really hot.
that in the morning it's really hot and sunny and then in the afternoon there's summer storms?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
can
the
I,
fuck?
Can I piggyback on yours and be like,
You have to start with what the fuck of the week is.
My what the fuck of the week is piggybacking on Nicholas's. It has to do with the weather in southeast Queensland, which is that like 2 weeks ago, it was 38 degrees. It was almost 40 degrees here in Brisbane.
Delete.
So hot. So hot. 2 days later, I had to put my toasty on at night because I was so cold.
I don't know what a toasty is, but yes.
My electric blanket. Yeah, because I was so cold. It
That's
got
my
down
worst
to like
nightmare.
12 degrees at night. What the fuck is with
Truly,
that?
what the fuck is happening?
It's,
That shit's
terrifying.
wild.
Terrifying. Do you know when like those types of things happen and in your brain you have to, sorry, we're getting into existential crisis again. You have to really like address the fact that climate change is happening, and then you have to be
But it
like,
makes me mad.
oh, see, I get so scared. I'm
Really?
like, yeah, we're fucked. Like, there's nothing we can do. It's just not going to happen.
I mean,
you
that's
know?
not totally true. We can.
Well, we can.
Kind of.
No, we can.
But it's not gonna happen.
But
Yeah.
it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
like, we can still, we've got 8 years left where we can do something, but we're not going to. Like, I feel like
Specifically
we just have to.
Australia.
Yeah.
You know what? Next time we come back, we'll hopefully have the roast of Scott Morrison at the Climate Summit in Glasgow.
That'll be really funny.
What'll
The fact
happen by
that,
then?
like, the literal royal family had to be like, you have to go, Scott Morrison.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck, fine, I guess I'll go.
Yeah. Fucking, you're a tool. Scott Morrison, you're a tool.
You're a tool.
2050 is a piss weak
Yeah.
fucking thing to do.
It is not only that,
And
but when we all die, it's going to be your fault.
It's going to be your fault. And also, piggybacking off that, Miss Palaszczuk, I try to defend you whenever people are being unreasonable just because you're a Labour Premier. But Miss Ma'am,
What did she do?
she's not entirely supporting the 2050 goal.
Oh.
I think publicly she said she'd rather more to be
Right.
done. But you can't announce 2 more coal mines
Yeah.
in the past week and also announce that you signed on to the 2050 agreement as if it was a huge celebration and expect us to be like, yes, queen.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
what?
true. God, I genuinely spiral. I can't. This is why I don't go to climate rallies anymore because it causes me so much distress. I'm like, we're gonna die in 15 years.
It just makes me really
It's just-
angry.
oh no, I just
Between the
I
two of us,
totally
it's like the whole breadth of emotions.
yeah, no, for sure. No, I 100%. I'm like, well, I've got 15 years left. What am I doing? What am I spending my time doing? How am I going to make the most
to me,
of this?
it's like, see, that makes more sense because in my head, it's like, we have 8 years to fix this. I need to go on the aggressive and force everyone I know to be good.
Yeah, that
to
was
vote
me.
good.
That was me 5 years ago, and then we lost the Adani coal mine battle, and then I was like, oh no.
So what you're telling me is in a couple of years, I'm going to be at your stage.
Yeah, and it fucking sucks.
It does.
It sucks. Oh god, I could cry right now thinking about it.
And not just that,
so-
the fucking billionaires are already popping off into space. Like,
literally, Prince William actually.
he did. I saw this.
Well, yeah, I was a bit like, okay, wait, you are valid for some reasons.
Yeah, what did he say exactly?
He was like, billionaires need to stop focusing on going to other planets and need to start focusing on fixing the one we are on now.
And to that, we will say, Yas Queen.
Yas Queen. Yas King.
Yas King. Yeah, just fucking.
Yeah. That was such a call out, and I loved that.
Deeply angers me that.
Yeah.
That our.
Yeah.
This is specific. I'm going to be mean and say our parents' generations.
Yeah, no. Well,
Their voting record shows that they don't give a fuck about
yeah.
their own children's future.
Yeah, it's really
and
true.
that angers me.
Oh,
I'm not talking
fair.
specifically about my parents, but all
Yeah.
yours, because I know yours are great.
Yeah, no.
But just their generations, I'm like,
really
how
true.
can you not at all care?
It's so true. And the generation before them, even more so, is like, because they're still voting.
I think my mum's in that generation.
Oh, that's fair.
And then my dad's in the next one.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. Yeah, that makes, I guess.
They're only 2 years apart.
I forget that we're like old now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, for sure. I remember when I was, sorry, we're getting deep again. When I was in university and I did my environmental philosophy course, I did an essay about like companies, specifically about like mining companies.
Yeah.
And there is like actual solid evidence that says that they knew that the actions they were taking in the 1970s,
70s? I thought you were going to say like 90s.
no,
Oh my
1970s
God.
were going to negatively affect the climate,
Oh my God.
that what they were doing was not the right thing to do. Literally, they've been investing money since the 1970s to make sure that their mining activities would be protected against future weather like occurrences, global warming. I know. How fucked up is that? The 70s. That's
fucked up.
Fucked up.
That they were fucking trying to protect the operations from the climate change, not the people from the climate change.
Literally.
That's so
It's like,
fucked
and
up.
they like were investing money in marketing to make people believe that climate change wasn't real. They were like fully like tricking people into making them all believe that what they were doing wasn't the wrong thing. It's fucking crazy.
Deeply infuriating.
It's infuriating. It's
what
crazy.
What a light, fun note to leave the pod on.
Yeah.
But I will say...
We got really worked up on so many topics today.
Right? And I was just going to say, if nothing else, our 50th episode is true to us going on rants.
Accurate.
So...
And you know what? I feel like it was one of the most educational and informative ones that we've had.
There was a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
So happy 50th, Maddie.
Happy 50th, Nicholas.
1 year, 50th, and happy Halloween.
Halloween. Wow. I'm so proud of us.
I know, right?
Wow.
Let's
Okay.
go. But also, yeah, tune in next week for a super fun special guest episode.
Yes.
It's really fun. We also, little sneaky peeky,
Sneaky
change up our guest questions.
Oh, we
I
did.
know. I think it went well.
I think it went well too. I feel like we talked for an appropriate amount of time.
A little bit long, but good.
Yeah.
Better than keeping people for like over 2 hours.
Accurate.
Anyway, Maddie,
yes.
what are your socials?
My socials are Lady Alice 101, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I did it so fast today, considering you bullied me about it
was
yesterday.
You got them all in one go too.
Right.
Wow, look at you go. If you want to follow the podcast, you can at WTFAH podcast on Instagram and Twitter. YouTube as well. You can watch us. WTF is happening the podcast. Every link is down below, including the stuff we talked about today. And if you want to follow me, you can at TikTok and Twitter at NIC_sushi.
Yay.
And that's that on that.
Love that. Yay.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, Maddie.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to What the Fuck is Happening, the podcast.
Yeah. Bye.